Hello everyone, this is Qiuvox. It's been a while. I was working on this new setup that I opened up a vote in the community section in the YouTube channel, as you can see. And obviously, Magicka Dragonknight setup was a clear winner, so I have decided to make a very good setup. And if you are following me, you may know that I actually made setup before the voting, and this was very powerful. In this build, this is gonna be a little bit more easier to play with the class itself, and even as a set wise as well, it is kinda easier while giving you quite high damage. So if you are ready, click subscribe, thumbs up, and we will straight jump into the video without wasting any time. The first stop that we are gonna check is the character stats. We have 55 into Magicka and 9 into health, while we have Atrana Mundus, and I know it is kinda expensive, but the Clockwork Strux flat is the best food that you will have. And we basically have 30k max health with 25.8k max Magicka, with a whooping 16.6k maximum stamina, and the magic recovery is 2.1k, while spell damage is 3.3k with 5000 spell penetration, and 20k spell and physical resistance with 2.6k crit resistances, and this is completely unbuffed. And when you buff, the damage goes quite high, and the resistances as well, it will go quite high, even the recovery itself too. If you think about it, like just by using the potion, we have 2726 magic recovery. This is way more than enough. So for this reason, we have 55 Magicka just to boost the class damage output. And the potion that we are using is, where is it? This is just tri-stat potion. You get health, magic, and stamina, and as well as the recoveries for those too. And also we are Dark Elf. You get max stam, max magic, flame resistance, and weapon and spell damage. So it is kinda makes sense to be vampire in this build, but you exactly don't need to be. But if you want a little bit more mitigation, if you're low on health, which you're supposed to not to be, by the way, you will be kinda more tankier with the vampire skill line. And the most important thing, we will go into the item sets, and I will show you everything, every traits, glyphs that you need to know. The first setup is the innate axiom. On the front bar, main hand and offhand, this is dual wields. Both of them is a mace with Narn horns, so this is basically the best damage that you could get, because you may say, yeah, why not the swords? Yeah, you can go swords, but in this case you need to go sharpened as well. And when you go two swords with two sharpened, you are gonna lose penetration and weapon damage as well. No, yeah, the penetration, you're gonna lose penetration, but it is not that big. But you are gonna lose like 150 around weapon and spell damage if you go two swords with sharpened. But instead, if you go two mace and both of them is a Narn, you're gonna get more penetration, and you are gonna get more you tell me, more damage basically. And the reason also, you may think like you can go double sword with double Narn, yeah, but if you don't have the corrosive ulti, basically this doesn't work. And corrosive is not cheap, it's like 200. You can do something like block, sword and shield, but this is not a sword and shield build. Otherwise you can go sword and shield on the one bar, and you can do something like this as well. Anyways, innate axiom, this is a craft set. You get weapon spell damage, max magic, and max stamina, and then crit chance, and then 386 spell and weapon damage to your class abilities. Like on the Magicka Dragonknight, you are basically running off with 6-7 Dragonknight skill, so innate axiom is just straight damage buff to you, and this is very powerful, by the way. On the back bar we have VMA Perfected Restoration Staff infused with weapon and spell damage glyph on it, and basically you gotta use a regeneration repeat regen specifically, and when you use it you're gonna get Magicka for one time as well. So VMA Restoration Staff on the back bar, this is quite good. On the jewelry, we have 2 infused innate axiom rings. I didn't gold it out yet. That's enhanced with the Magicka recovery as well. And if you feel quite fine with heavy attacking too often, because the magic decay is kinda spending and draining your Magicka so quick, for this reason 2 magic recovery on the innate axiom is good. Also on the Mythic as well. And Mythic is also infused with magic recovery too, I will come into that. And we have the foot, it is impenetrable with a maximum stamina, and I just needed to have a little bit more stamina just to reach kinda 17k, and this is the innate axiom. So we have 1 medium impen with the stamina on the feet, 2 jewelry, both of them infused with magic recovery glyph, and on the front bar we have double mace with Norn, and on one of them we have flame, and on the other one we have disease. So this is the innate axiom, and we have the mythic sea serpent coil. I guess I don't need to explain it, but with the Dragonknight this is so easy, broken easy to proc it. Like the way that I just made the setup with the skills and etc is just so crazy. The sea serpent is always up all the time, so you're getting basically major berserk 10% damage done, and magic courage weapon and spell damage 430. This is good, and it is kind of nerfing you 40% slow, but it doesn't matter. On the helmet we have One Piece Light, Magma Incarnate, Sturdy, and Hakejo, because I kinda block, so I think that one sturdy piece and also alongside with one infused in here is kinda good addition too. So we have One Piece Magma Incarnate, 124 magic and stam recovery. This is good. And this is light sturdy with Hakejo. On the rest, it doesn't work like that, by the way. And for this reason, this setup to make it is quite easy. Alright. And we have 5-piece heavy. Legs is impenetrable. Hand is infused. Impenetrable, impenetrable, and impenetrable again. So chest, shoulder, waist, hand, leg is all of them is heavy, obviously, because this is also a drop set, Kim Marcher. And all of them enhanced with maximum health, by the way. So I tested this setup a lot, that I came to the conclusion that actually Hakejo is kinda making me a little bit squishy, because my Magicka and stamina is just straight perfect. So you don't exactly need Hakejo in the PvP, all the builds, all the time. You don't need it. Alright. It completely depends what kind of setup that you are making it. So we have Kim Marcher. It is just giving you health, stam recovery, armor, and it will give you some debuffs to the enemies near you in 8 meters, and it gives like breaking the resistance of the enemy, nerfing their damage, or giving you the necro ulti basically. So this is Kim Marcher is quite nice, and the thing that is AoE based, because it has a 8 meters range, and whoever's near you is gonna get the debuff, all of them. So if you go into the fight and there's a crowd, it is gonna be just straight perfect for the Kim Marcher to debuff them, major debuff them, all of them. So basically, yeah, there's a 5-piece Kim Marcher as well, and this is the setup on the armor wise. And we will go into the skills now. We will start off with the front bar. Shattering Crux is gonna stun the enemy, deal flame damage, and it will heal you as well, and they can't block or dodge that too. So Shattering Crux, basically when it heals, it will help you to reach 100% health to proc the Sea Serpent Coil. Alright, you need a healing. If you are not at 100% health exactly, the Sea Serpent Coil is not gonna work. So for this reason, one of the healing skills is Shattering Crux. When it ends, it gives you the heal. The second is like CC, crowd CC, crowd control basically. It will deal damage over time, flame damage, and it will immobilize the enemies as well. And the third one is Noxious Breath. It will deal the poison damage, and then it will put the damage over time on the enemy too, and then it will also reduce the enemy resistances by 6000 major breach. So in this case, Noxious Breath, you may think like it is kinda useless, cause if we look, Kim Marcher is but it is giving the major breach as well. So if you get the major breach from Kim Marcher, that you are very unlucky. So don't think like you should swap out the Noxious Breath and use the Engulfing Flames. No, do not do that, because Noxious Breath hits very hard that you don't need to switch out. Even it's worth to lose major breach, but it is still good in most cases, because Kim Marcher is not gonna reduce the enemy resistance all the time, but Noxious Breath is gonna do it straight. Like you just press the one button and it is just gonna straight put the major breach on the enemy, and that's it. Even enemies in front of you, not one people. And we have Burning Embers. It is a damage over time like Noxious Breath, and it will put the burning status effect with the first hit too, and it is kinda long, 24 seconds like Noxious Breath as well, both of them. And when the skill ends, you're gonna basically get healed by 112% of the damage done. So this is the second skill that will help you to stay at 100% health. Then the Flame Lash. If you strike enemy, it will deal 7k flame damage, but if you strike an enemy that is stunned or immobilized, you will put them off balance, and if you put them off balance, basically the skill evolves into the Power Lash, and it will cost half Magicka, and it will heal you 9000 health. So if you think about the fact that we are using Sea Serpent, you need most of the skills that should give you the healing instead of Molten Whip especially. And because the reason is that Molten Whip gonna proc and reach to its maximum power when you use 3 Ardent Flame skill basically, and then when you use the whip, it is just gonna disappear and you are basically forced to do 3 more skills before you use your whip again. But in the Flame Lash, it is completely different story, because you just put the talents, burning talents, and then straight you do Flame Lash, you put them off balance, and the off balance gonna stay on the enemy approximately 5 or 6 seconds. Correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. The off balance lasts like 5-6 seconds, I guess, I'm not sure. And as long as the off balance stands on the enemy, every whip you do is gonna hit harder, is gonna heal you how much? 9,000? Basically every second. Imagine. It is gonna get nerfed, so even if you get 5,000 in the PvP just from Flame Lash every second is crazy. Okay, so for this reason we are running Flame Lash. About the ulti, we have Ferocious Sleep. It is just a knockdown ultimate, and this is 125. This is quite cheap, and you will get 31.4k damage shield as well. That will scale off with your maximum health. And the reason that I go a lot of health glyphs on the armor is kind of Ferocious Sleep, because when you do it, you get 30k shield on you, and if you are kind of dodge rolling, etc. as well, this is kind of quite good. Okay, even though when you feel like you are gonna die, you just pop up the Ferocious Sleep and you deal huge amount of damage, and you get kind of immortality for a couple seconds. So this is quite good. But yeah, okay, let's talk about it right now, because there's Corrosive Armor on the other hand as well, okay? And you may say, why not running Corrosive Armor? I actually am running Corrosive Armor on the back bar most of the time. My bird's waking up. And the fact that I like Ferocious Leap is, in the champion points, we go here, we have Force of Nature, guys. Okay, as long as you put the status effect on the target, for each status effect you are gonna get 660 offensive penetration. But we will come into the champion points later on. So for now, stick with the skill line. And yeah, like, you don't exactly need Corrosive, because Ferocious is kinda better, cheaper, still doing high damage and giving you kinda immortality for period of time too. So, and you have penetration from Force of Nature champion point as well. But as I said, you can just put the Corrosive on the back bar and pop up occasionally. It is 200 ultimate. It is not that way too expensive, like 250 or something. But it is still kind of giving you the immortality-ish, and you have 100k physical and spell penetration. So yeah, you are completely ignoring it. It is not like it is not comparable to Force of Nature champion point with the Ferocious Leap combo, but Ferocious Leap is just faster. So you are kind of closing the gap by using Ferocious Leap and the Force of Nature, instead of waiting for the Corrosive to fill it up. Okay, that's the reason. But yeah, of course, like, if there's too many people, you can just leap into them. If there's like 1-2 people that is too tanky, very tanky SL, you can go Corrosive on him and just straight nuke him, because he's gonna be squishy paper SL. On the back bar. The back bar skills. Sorry about my sound, for some reason. I have kind of weird sounds right now. Maybe I need some water, but that's fine. On the back bar we have Volatile Armor. It is gonna give you physical and spell resistances by 6k, and it will deal 8,000 over 20 seconds, 8,000 flame damage over 20 seconds if they are close to you, like 10 meters. And if the enemy hits you while it is up, they are gonna get flame damage as well, and it will scale off with the physical and spell resistances. So if you look at the stats, it deals 8,030 flame damage right now, but if I put this on, it is gonna increase like to 10,000. So it is scaling with your physical and spell resistances, keep in mind. The next skill is the Rise. Basically, I don't need to explain it. Every 5 seconds you heal yourself or the friends 4,700 health. It is quite nice, by the way, and you can literally straight spam it to get healed from it too. This is quite good, and it will give you a little bit crits. And it will of course help to proc the Sea Serpent Coil too. For this reason, I'm not going with Flames of Oblivion. The healing in PvP is never enough, basically. And the Coagulating Blood, you're gonna heal huge numbers, like as long as it is up, you're gonna get health recovery by 30% for 20 seconds, and on the first press you're gonna get 8000 healing, and it will increase up to 50% based on your missing health. So the less health you have, the more health you are gonna get from the Coagulating Blood. It is just emergency oh shit button, okay, keep in mind like that. We have the fourth skill, Molten Armaments. You're gonna get weapon and spell damage 20% for 36 seconds, and it will also increase your heavy attack damage by 80%. So I'm kinda doing it too much on the front bar, like even before going into the fight. I just do the heavy attack before I do anything, like, and basically I'm getting empower and the benefit from it. So this is quite nice to have 80% heavy attack damage all the time, and I don't know, but I'm doing it a lot of heavy attack on the PvP. I don't know what about you guys, like, are you doing heavy attack in the PvP or not? So I will come to the last skill, but before we do that, the reason that I have sturdy, I find myself blocking the skills to animation cancel, or blocking sometimes if I'm taking heavy damage or something like that, heavy damage. So for this reason I'm running sturdy with that. And if we go into the save, let's just go us here. The last skill is just to proc the VMA restoration stuff. It is rapid regen, 10,000 health over 5 seconds, and it will increase by up to 50% more on the targets under 100% health. So basically you can consider it like every 2% you are gonna get 1%. Every 2% of health you missing, you are gonna get 1% extra healing from the rapid regen. And as a final, we have Corrosive Armor as an ulti, so I guess I don't need to explain it, and we can just straight jump into the champion points. On the green one, there's nothing that I can say, just get the basically War Mount and the Gifted Rider, and the rest is up to you. If you are running on the PvP, it is just make you run very fast, but it is completely up to you, whatever you like. On the blue one we have Focused Mending. It is gonna give your single target heals by 10% buff to them, like rapid regen, like all of your skills is gonna get benefit from Focused Mending, so 10% extra healing done is quite huge. And if we go into here, we have Resilience, 660 crit resistance. This is amazing. And the Ironclad, 6% damage reduction from direct damage attacks. It is also necessary on the PvP as well. Then for the damage, we have Force of Nature. Every time you put status effect on the enemy, you're gonna increase your own offensive penetration by 660. But the thing is that you don't exactly have to put the status effects on the enemy by yourself. If your friend put the status effect on the enemy, you still get the benefit from it, because it works like that. It clearly says blah blah penetration for every status effect your target has. Doesn't say the status effects for each status effects you put on the target you are gonna get 660 penetration for each. No. If you are thinking like this, it is wrong. And not claiming anything, by the way. I don't wanna falsely flag someone else's thoughts about it. And this is how Force of Nature works. And this is the blue CP basically. On the red one, this is kinda up to you. To reach the 30k health, we basically need to use 4 Boundless Vitality, 1.4k maximum health, unless you wanna put more health glyphs into your armor, by the way. So I just said no, that's enough. I'm running 5, that's enough, and I go with the CP to reach 1.4k, to get 1.4k max health. And we have fortified in here 1.7 1.7k armor as well. And in here we have Sustained by Suffering, 150 health, magic and stam recovery when you get a negative effect on yourself. Then Pain's Refuge, this is the must have, obviously. Like, it reduces your damage taken by 2% for every 2 negative effects active on you, up to a maximum of 20%. So this is huge mitigation. This is very nice champion point, and everyone need to use it. So on the blue CP, you may think like, why this tankiness? Yeah, because you know, on the PvP dispatch, people is like running crazy crit setups, like literally mad, and you need to heal yourself while you are kinda tanking the damage too. So for this reason, I didn't push too much damage in here, like Mastered Arms, blah blah. Yeah, of course you can go mad damage with this, and you can even go spell and weapon damage on the jewelry as well, but you don't need it. You will be paper. This is the first thing, and you don't want to be paper in the PvP. Imagine whoever comes and goes gonna one-shot you straight, and this is not fun. you will not play with the class, basically. For this reason, we have healing, crit resist, you know, like direct damage resistance, and then only one damage based champion point, which is a force of nature, and this is it. So those are the champion points, and I don't think I'm missing anything at all. If I'm missing something to mention in this video, please do ask me in the comments, so I will straight reply all of them. And about the passives, yeah, like I guess I don't need to say anything about it. You just get straight all the passives that you should get. You should get all of them. Like, I don't see any point telling you to get the passive skills that you already know that you need to get the passives to work it. And yeah, I guess this is done. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video, and give thumbs up, subscribe, and comment below. As I said, I'm gonna read all of them. And see you guys on the next video. Join my Discord as well. Join the channel as a member if you want to support my work. And take care of yourself, guys. Have fun. See you all in the next video.